Hello, what's going on, everybody? So for today's show, I decided to go kind of back to where I started this channel. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 herbs for anxiety. Okay, so this one we're going to get right into number 1. Now mind you, these are in no particular order, but these are my top 5. So number 1, what I'm showing you guys right now, this is linden leaf, also known as Tila cordata. You can distinguish it from these buds, these little buds here, and these leaves. So essentially, this is used for more than just treating anxiety, but that's one of the noteworthy properties of this herb, of this plant, of this tree. Back in World War II, before soldiers would get into battle, they would drink this linden leaf tea. In European countries, I believe the Slavic countries, this tree was rumored to be mystical or magical. And in fact, certain European societies used to hold court and pray to linden trees because they believed that it was a source of clarity and of peace, and that you could do the right thing and make the right decision under, I guess you could say, the influence of the linden or the tilo tea or the tilo leaves. Alright, and this is something that you could easily find in Latin markets. I know in Latin America this is also a popular item. I like to make tea with it. It's absolutely delicious. I like to make iced tea, and you'll probably find it looking exactly like this. This is probably the easiest form to find it in. You go to West Indies or Latin market around you, and you find it here. It's not expensive at all, very affordable. I've seen stuff on Amazon for organic ones, and they are charging a lot of money, and it's a big thing. Like, you don't need a pound of these leaves. These leaves, they last you a very long time, and I like to make tea with them. I don't know if they have a essential oil. Not sure at all, but this hands down is my favorite thing to make with the tea. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. Makes a great iced tea, calms your nerves. It's also good for anti-inflammatory and for sinus problems, and it helps you sweat out toxins. It will make you sweat a lot in the hotter months, but it makes you feel good. Like, it's gonna clean you out. It's more than just anti-anxiety, but for the purpose of this video, this is a great herb for anti-anxiety. Number 2, eucalyptus. Now, eucalyptus is it's a plant that is from Asia, and it's also in Australia. This is the main food of the koalas. I don't know if you guys know anything about koalas, but they pretty much sleep all day. They pretty much sleep all day because they eat these eucalyptus leaves all day. Alright, now eucalyptus is very unique. It's got a very pungent smell. It's pretty strong smell. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's kind of like a minty type thing. If you've ever had the Vicks vapor rub, that's essentially what this is flavored with. This and menthol. Okay, but this, like the linden leaf, has more than just uses for anti-anxiety. It also is anti-inflammatory. It also helps clear out the respiratory system. It also makes a great air freshener. It clears out bad smells because it's so strong. The smell is so strong. This has many uses, but one of my favorite uses for it is anti-anxiety. This also, along with the linden, can help you with insomnia. Alright, so eucalyptus, you can find it in essential oils. You can find it in dried leaves like this. You can find it in many different forms. Depending on what your uses are, I would recommend that you get the essential oils if you're going to use it for a topical reason. And I would recommend you get the leaves if you're going to make a tea with it. Either way, you're good on the anti-anxiety tip. But like I said, this does more than just anti-anxiety, but the point of me highlighting it is for its anti-anxiety um, properties. All right, so number 3 is mugwort. Mugwort is a very interesting herb. It's also known as estafillate. This also is used along with linden and eucalyptus. These are also popular in the Latin American community, in the the herbal medicine community. All right, this is used for treating not just only anxiety, but also insomnia and digestive problems, and it also helps your liver. So I mean, that's what I love about these plants that I'm showing you guys. It's not just for one thing. You could use this for many, 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 many things. And yes, I know this kind of looks like weed, but it's not. This is mugwort. It smells like grass. It has a strange taste. It doesn't smell that strong, but let me tell you guys this. Probably one of the main things that people make a tea, or they get the essential oil of this, is to have lucid dreams. So if just a cautionary warning, if you do decide to use this for anxiety and insomnia treatment, be ready to have some vivid and strange dreams. Okay, but this is a very helpful herb. Very helpful herb for anxiety, for insomnia, and for just regulating digestive and circulatory systems. It's a great herb. Great herb. Alright, so now we're going to go on to number 4. Number 4. Let me say that. Is lavender. Lavender is wonderful. It's wonderful. You can do so much with it. The essential oils are great, and this is a well-known anti-anxiety remedy. Well-known for a while. A lot of people will plant lavender in their gardens just to by the smell, and the scent is distinguished. Like, it's unmistaken. When you smell lavender, you know what it is every time you pass by it. So a lot of people grow this in their garden so that when they're out gardening, it's a relaxing sensation. And you can make teas with this, and I would recommend the essential oils too. And this, like all the other herbs I was showing you, is more than just anti-anxiety. You can use this lavender for anti-inflammatory, for bacterial. It's like, you could put it on a cut, you could put it on a burn, and it's going to help the healing process. In fact, that's kind of how they act. They accidentally found out that lavender essential oils are good for healing by accident. The French did that. But I know for a fact that the ancestors always, the indigenous ancestors always knew what these things did. All right, it was no coincidence, but when it was brought into the Western medical field, it was a Frenchman. But the natives of everywhere where this stuff grows, I'm pretty sure it grows everywhere. It grows everywhere in North America. I'm pretty sure it grows in most regions. This is a great plant. I love the smell of it. I love the feeling that it gives me, and I love its healing properties. All right, lavender is an amazing herb, and like I said before, not only just for anxiety, but for so many things. So now I'm going to show you guys my 5th and final herb on this list for anti-anxiety. All right, This one is maybe the strongest one when it comes to anti-anxiety. Like this is like real powerful. Valerian root. Now, valerian root is distinguished by its odor. I mean, I it smells crazy. Like it kind of smells musty, but not really. It's very strong. Like when you smell it, you're like, oh, what is that? Like this is the strongest smelling out of anything. Its odor is pungent, and I can't exactly say it smells good, but it doesn't smell bad. It just smells strong. It smells crazy. But I would caution that you use this sparingly, because this herb is very strong. Valerian root is very, very, very strong, and you know it does regulate a lot of things. It helps regulate your melatonin. It helps, you know, regulate the nervous system. It calms you. It, I guarantee, will calm you down in whatever situation. It will calm you down. This is like, if somebody's having a panic attack, I would recommend that you mix up some linden leaf and some valerian root, and they will calm down immediately. Like the effects are uncanny. All right, and this also has more, you know, uses than just an anti-anxiety. But I will say this is possibly the strongest one for anti-anxiety purposes out of all five. Now, you won't exactly get, you know, you can't like exactly overdose or, you know, get addicted. There are a few people that have, but I mean, that's people who have taken, like, I mean, you have to take like a lot of it. And, you know, there's people abuse stuff all the time, but you have to take a ridiculous amount of this to basically abuse it. And I like to make a tea with this. I will say, when you're making the tea, the whole room that you're in will smell like this. So just be prepared for that. But if you are like really anxious, I don't think you'll give a fuck what your house smells like or what your kitchen smells like when you're making this. I think you will be more concerned about relieving your anxiety and stress than about what this smells like. Alright, so those are the five herbs. You can find these in essential oils. I'm not sure about the linden leaf, but I know for a fact these other four herbs can be found in an essential oil. And you know, I've, you know, used these as teas, and I found that all of these herbs can kind of mix together. I've made a tea with all five of these before. Okay, I've done that before. I would not exactly recommend people do that. I don't think you really need that. You know, it's pretty strong, but it is effective, and I would not exactly recommend it for prolonged use, because you would basically just be using herbs the same way that people use the pharmaceutical drugs to just mask the problem. If you have an ongoing anxiety problem, right, you might want to see how you might want to get away from certain things that trigger your anxiety and try to do preventative measures with that. Now, I understand a lot of people have uncontrollable anxiety in pretty much any situation that they're in. And for those people, you know, honestly, I would say do what you have to do. If you got to take your drugs, you know what I'm saying, take them. If you don't feel like this will work, but if you're somebody that feels like you don't want to take these drugs anymore, try these, okay? I'm not a doctor, okay? So I'm not going to tell you if you have acute anxiety, disorder, or I don't know if that's what it's called. I know people have acute anxiety attacks and they come out of nowhere, panic attacks. Okay, give this a try, all right? Because you know, if you're somebody that has crippling anxiety, what do you really have to lose in trying? You know what I'm saying? If anxiety is crippling your life, you don't have much to lose in at least giving these a try and saying, okay, I tried it and they don't work for me. But I would, you know, recommend that people with anxiety problems give this a try. All right. I know we're living in this Trump era. All right. Everybody's all freaking out. The media's not helping. The president's not helping. There's thoughts of brink of nuclear war on the horizon. All right. And in these troubling times, these are just 5 herbs that you could use to help cope with these situations. But I honestly think if you're having serious anxiety problems and it's not, like a disorder, like if you're somebody that isn't prone to high anxiety attacks and you're experiencing a lot of anxiety right now, please figure out what's triggering that and leave it alone. All right? If it's a person in your life, if it's a job, try to distance yourself from that as much as possible. Get out of that environment, all right? Because no matter how many of these herbs that you take, if you're still in that environment, the anxiety is not going to stop. These will only help you, cope with it and help you, all right? If you've had built up anxiety over the years, this will help you. If you're in an anxious situation, I would say get out of that first and then use these herbs. But either way, just do a quick little refresh. It's linden, eucalyptus, mugwort, lavender, valerian root. Those are my 5 herbs for treating anxiety, and like I said before, they do more than just that. And on top of that, you can actually, if you so please, these will not counteract each other and have negative effects. I know that that's a fear that a lot of people have had, but I'm speaking from personal experience. I have used all 5 of these at once and been fine. But I'm telling you, that's you don't need it to be that strong. You know what I'm saying? You don't. All right. So, signing out. These are the top 5 herbs for anxiety. All right, everybody, just chill out and have a good